Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a really subtle but powerful pattern that keeps so many brilliant, capable people, maybe people just like you, stuck in a cycle of exhaustion, just out of reach of the life they actually want.
So, let's start with a question that might hit a little close to home. Why is it that you can push yourself to the absolute limit for your job, for your family, for your clients, but the moment someone offers you simple help, or a genuine compliment, or an easy opportunity, it feels, well, almost painful to accept? You know this role so well, don't you? You're the one who gets things done, who fixes everything, who always shows up for other people. But when it comes to accepting help, or a compliment, or even money without feeling this instant need to pay it back, it just feels wrong. This isn't just a quirk. It's an invisible block that is actively sabotaging your own well-being. Okay, so to really understand this dynamic, we need to take a hard look at a pretty destructive belief system that many of us have been taught, especially if you're an ambitious person. We call it the merit trap. You see, our culture teaches us over and over that our worth has to be earned through hardship. We've soaked in this idea that if something doesn't involve struggle, stress, or sacrifice, it can't possibly have real value. This is exactly why receiving feels so undeserved, maybe even dangerous. It's why we deflect a compliment, why we feel that urgent need to pay back any kindness, and why we might even subconsciously push away opportunities that just seem a little too easy. And so when something truly good comes your way, without some monumental effort, a great project, a generous offer, an amazing partner, that's when you hear it. It's that quiet, subconscious whisper that says, you haven't earned this. It's this deeply rooted belief that you're not worthy of goodness unless you've suffered for it first. Now, this isn't just about what society has taught us. On a psychological level, this whole dynamic really boils down to a fundamental inner conflict. It's a battle between control and trust. Think about it like this. When you're the giver, you're in a position of power. You get to set the terms, you're in control, and you don't owe anybody anything. It feels safe, right? But receiving, well, that's a whole different ballgame. That requires vulnerability. It forces you to trust the other person, trust the situation, and, maybe the hardest part, trust that you are worthy of receiving something without having to immediately earn it or pay it back. So the crucial point here, the thing to really get, is that this resistance to receiving, it's not about being humble or modest. It's actually a deep-seated fear of what might happen if we let our guard down. A fear of being indebted, a fear of being seen as weak, and a fear of losing the very control that's made us feel safe all this time. And this pattern of blocking, it has some really profound consequences that go way beyond just feeling a little awkward about a compliment. It directly impacts your energy, your finances, and your ability to live a truly abundant life. We so often forget a really fundamental law of nature. Life is all about flow. It's a constant exchange of energy. And constantly giving without ever letting yourself receive. Well, it's like constantly exhaling without ever taking a breath in. Eventually, you just run out of air. So by blocking receiving, and that could be help, money, love, opportunities, you are unintentionally shutting down your ability to give from a full place. You become depleted, and that energy, it turns into frustration, resentment, and eventually burnout. You're effectively sending a message out there that says, I don't need or want support. And so, reality reflects that right back to you, often with more struggle and fewer chances for ease. All right, so the good news in all of this is that changing this deeply ingrained pattern doesn't require more hard work. In fact, it's just the opposite. It requires you to stop, to pause, and to simply allow. So here's a very simple practice. The next time someone offers you a compliment or a gift, instead of doing the usual thing, deflecting or minimizing it, I want you to try this. First, just pause. Take a breath. Second, connect with them. Look them in the eye. Third, accept it with a simple, clean, thank you. That's it. No adding, oh, it was nothing, or you really shouldn't have. And finally, just feel. For 1 or 2 seconds, allow yourself to actually feel the warmth of their gesture. I promise you, it's going to feel uncomfortable at first, but that discomfort, that is exactly where the change begins to happen. You have to remember, exhaustion is a habit. It's a survival mechanism, but abundance is a choice. All that striving and struggling, it may have gotten you to where you are now, but it will not get you to where you truly want to go. Allowing and receiving, that will. It's really time to make a new choice. Drop a comment below if this resonates with you.
Thanks for watching. If you're ready to move beyond these old survival habits and truly rewrite your story, we invite you to join us. To truly rewrite your story, join us in our program, The Relationship Code or The Finance Code. Click the link in the description below to start.